Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Have a happy new year. I am Edu Ribeiro, and we are doing the first drum conversation from Open Studio for this year, 2021. And I hope everybody has a very good year and have good times. Today is my birthday, and I came here to talk with a huge friend and amazing musician from Venezuela. But as usual, I will start playing something. Today I will play Aguacero, a song from a friend, Guilherme Ribeiro, and I did a crazy arrangement for that. So thank you for being here, and see you soon. Yes, 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 yes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our first guest from 2021. Please, this is one amazing drummer from Venezuela that is based in Los Angeles, California for many years. And please clap your hands to Aron Sarfati. Please, Aron, where are you?
¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasa, brother?
Happy New Year then.
Oh, thank you. Happy New Year for you too.
And happy birthday. Parabéns.
Muchas gracias. Felicitaciones por los cumpleaños. ¿Es eso?
Are you 21 yet?
No, I'm 22 now.
Okay.
I'm 46 today.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're a kid.
No,
You're a baby.
No.
You're a baby.
But almost 40 in the drums.
That's right.
That's right.
That's very good. That's very good.
Oh, Aron, how are you, brother?
Happy to be here. Always, hanging out with you is always a pleasure.
Oh,
it's always great.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for being here, brother.
My pleasure, man. I wouldn't change it for the world. This is a good beginning of the new year.
Yeah. We have to do that. Have a good beginning for the new year. And Aron, I remember to say something. This program is sponsored from Open Studio. I say right the word sponsored. Perfect. Oh, the last time that you saw each other was in internet. We did something for
USC for
USC.
the university where I teach at. We had a conversation. It was Ignacio, Alex, you, and me, and the students loved it.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you for inviting me that.
Of course.
And you are the last one that came here because Ignacio used to be here first, and after the conversation, Alex came, and now it's you.
Okay.
And that day,
Perfect.
Peter was that in this day too.
Peter and Jeff were there too.
And Jeff was there too. Wow. And I'm right. You live in California.
Sí, señor.
In Los Angeles.
January 6th of this year, I turned 30 years in California.
Wow.
30 years in Los Angeles.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So
I cannot complain.
I want to talk about your changing from Venezuela from here, but I want to start with some drums, some drum question.
Okay.
And I was listening your record in the game. That is amazing, brother. That sound of the drum set is something that is incredible. I can't believe that. It was amazing. And there was so special arrangement there. That was
Yeah.
But sorry about my singing. And it's a kind of Afro pak tak to do, but you don't play the bass drum on the tempo. There is something there. What is that vibe? What's this rhythm?
Okay.
What means that?
Let me address this before we go on. That album, my compadre Otmaro.
Sí.
It's basic. He did everything. He did all the arranging, everything behind my back. That was my gift for my 50th birthday.
Wow.
He tricked me into recording an album.
Wow, that was a great gift.
Oh, absolutely. And we did it at Jimmy Brantley's studio.
Okay.
The drum sounds you hear are Jimmy's ears, basically.
Man, that's amazing.
It sounds incredible.
Congrats for your playing, but to Jimmy's sounds too. That's
No, Jimmy is one of the best engineers in town. Forget about all his drumming, which is fantastic, but the way he hears music and the way he hears drums and the way he records them is really, really, really unique. He's got a great sound and great ears. I'm super happy. I'm super happy that he did that. He actually mixed the other record I sent you.
Yeah.
The organ trio. He mixed that. He mixed and mastered that one too.
Wow, great.
Because I trust his ears. So back to your question. There is a flamenco rhythm called tanguillos.
Tanquillos.
Tanguillos seem to move on the middle note of the triplet. So one triplet, triplet, one triplet, triplet, pa, right? Festejo from Peru resolves to that note. When you play festejo on the cajones, 1, 2, 1, 2, right?
Yeah.
So that's the middle note of the triplet. There is a Yellow Jackets song called Cape Town,
Yeah.
and Will Kennedy played the same a similar thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. He got that rhythm from Paul Chunga, who was a drummer from Cameroon, who used to live here in LA.
Wow.
Add to that, Gary Novak played on Electric Band 2, Chick Corea's Electric Band 2.
Yeah.
Gary Novak played a similar thing on a tune called Tumba Island. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So that's the middle note of the triplet. So what I did for Stolen Moments was I kind of put all that stuff together, and then is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I can do it.
Man.
And then I gave it a rest. That's where it rests. But everything else is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Ese.
Wow.
But the other thing I do is I play the accent. So 1.
Yeah.
So I move. Hey, that's it.
Wow. That's
It's fun.
wonderful groove, man.
Yeah, but it comes from those four things.
Wow. Great, amazing. And it is sounding beautiful with the band.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the section with the solo, with the horns and drum solo, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Otmaro arrangement.
Oh, the whole album. I call that album Otmaro's album with my picture on it. Because he did everything. He did everything.
Man,
everything.
With that sound of drum set, that drum set sound, and that drum set playing, is your album. Doesn't matter the arrangement. No. It's your album. And Aron, before you show us, because I will ask you about the rhythms from Venezuela. I'm a huge fan for that, and that 5, that is a kind of samba in 5 for me, something that has a lot of swing, people dancing. But before that, I want to ask you about your starting the music in Venezuela. I believe that you start there.
Yes.
And why you are a musician today? How was your starting? Why you look something said I want to do that?
when I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
My dad used to own a record company, a record
Wow.
studio, and a record manufacturing plant
Wow.
in the 50s. And during the dictatorship in the 50s, his factory was burned down by the government because my dad was a political member of the opposition to the dictatorship.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
he was in prison for 2.5 years. He was tortured. His friends were tortured. Some of his friends were killed. But there was always music around the house. This is before I was born. This is before he got married to my mom.
Okay.
And then there was always music. So when he asked me if I wanted to learn a musical instrument when I was 5 years old, I said drum. That's all, tambor.
Tambor.
So, tambor. So I took one lesson and then we forgot all about it. When I was 15 years old, I had a girlfriend and she suggested I take lessons. I had a cousin who had a rock band in Caracas.
Okay.
And she said, you're not doing anything in the afternoons. We can't see each other because you're doing homework and I'm doing homework, whatever. Why don't you take some kind of musical instrument? Your cousin will teach you.
Yeah.
And I said, drums. I don't know why I said it again, but I was 15, so I started late. When I started, seriously, I started late.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I sat on the drum, and the first lesson was this. And without knowing it, I started beating my foot. And I was hooked. I was hooked. I fell in love with this thing. I didn't want to do anything
Wow.
that was not related to drums.
Wow. Wow. That's good.
Yeah. Now,
That's
little known story. When I was 16,
mm-hmm.
16 or 17, I met Otmaro there
Wow.
in Venezuela. Yeah, no,
There.
we go.
You guys are friends from Venezuela.
He's the reason I'm in Los Angeles.
Wow. I didn't know that.
He was the one calling me and telling me, you have to move, you have to move, you have to move, you have to move.
Wow. I didn't know that. man.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Oh.
when I got here with
Thank you, Otmaro. Thank you for that.
when I got here, him and a dear friend of mine, Frank Quintero, went and picked me up at the airport. Picked me, my then wife, and my 1-year-old son, because I had a 1-year-old son,
Wow, man.
and he just turned 31. My son.
Wow. Wow, great. Congrats.
I'm old. My youngest son is 26. My youngest was born here in LA.
Ah, okay. Okay.
But anyway, so Otmaro and I, when he was 15 and I was 16 or something like that, had to go to the Ministry of Labor, el Ministerio del Trabajo,
Ministerio de Trabajo.
to get a special permit so we could enroll in the union because we were minors. We were under
Yeah.
18. So
Yeah.
he had a letter from his dad and I had a letter from my mom. So they
Yeah.
would allow us to join the union. And we went together.
Wow.
That's how far back we go.
Wow. That's great. Okay. Okay. And when you moved to how old are you when you came to
27 years old.
27
27.
to back to came to Los Angeles.
Yes. I
And-
came here to go to school, to go to Cal Arts, the California Institute of the Arts.
Yeah, it's very good school, very very famous.
Yes.
Is Joey LaBarber teach there?
Joe is teaching there now. He was not teaching then. When I got there, it was Tootie Heath.
To the
Albert.
Heath.
Albert Tootie Heath, one of the Heath brothers.
Mhm.
And then 2 years after I got there, 1 or 2 years after I got there, Joe got the gig. So I got
Okay.
to study with Tootie and I got to study with Joe.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
And what is the name of the bass player that
Charlie Hayden.
Charlie Hayden used to teach there too?
The first day of classes, I opened the wrong door. I went to the wrong classroom and I opened the door and he was teaching.
Uh huh.
And I'm like, Wait, what? What is this class? I need to enroll in this class.
I will stay here.
Yeah, I'm staying here.
I'm staying here now. Oh man, that's amazing.
So I enrolled in that class, and we ended up playing the whole book of the Liberation Music Orchestra with students, and Charlie was conducting.
Wow.
And my book didn't say drums. It said pole motion. Look,
Wow.
okay.
It's not drums. It's pole motion.
Pole motion. It's like, okay, we'll do something. Yeah, we better live up to this.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And what you did there? Was it you did graduation, masters? What
No,
was?
I was an undergrad.
Undergrad.
I never went to college in Venezuela for music.
Yeah.
I tried different things because my dad passed away right before I graduated from high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of had, that I am the man of the house. I need to figure something out,
Yeah.
help
What
my
you-
mom, the whole thing. And
What
I
you-
did.
Yes. What you did?
I did 2 years of business administration,
Yes.
and I did 1 year of communications.
Great.
And then I said, you know what? This is not me. This is the love of my life. I have to do something with it.
And you answered the Ochimaro's calls and said, "I'm going."
Yes.
That's amazing. Aron, I know that in Venezuela there's a different rhythm. Sorry about that. I'm not. I don't know what the names or the different things.
Yeah.
But I know that there is a five kind of, what is the name of that? Is
Merengue caraqueño.
Merengue caraqueño.
Yes.
That people dance in five. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's what it is. The way I understand it, the more I listen to it, the way I understand it, they hear it in one. And the subdivision is quintuplets.
Okay.
So that's it. That's all it is.
And it's 3-2.
Yeah.
Taki.
Taki te taki taki te taki taki te taki. That's right.
And did you mind do you mind to demonstrate it for us in the drum set?
No, not at all. The funny thing with that is that you can stretch it to 6. You can play it in 5, or you can actually play it in 5.5 or 11. So it
Wow.
depends. You could do. Or you could do. That's the 11. Five, 6. It's really fun.
Man, that is amazing. And what do you do with the flutes, with the hi hat and
You could do. And then you have the bass. The bass is the trick, because the bass is never on one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Even though you're in, let's see. Hold on. Oh, you can't hear that. Can you hear that? No.
no.
Okay, never mind.
No. But you know something that is very good for everybody that is watching. Yes, I can hear that.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
So that's 5.
Yes.
Ka 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 uh, 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 so the bass is never on one.
It's never on one.
So it gives it a really light, floaty feel, but it's really grounded on the five and a half.
Yeah.
And I found out it was 5.5 because I was obsessed with it back in Venezuela, and I had a drum machine, so I programmed it in 6, and it wasn't totally right, and I programmed it in 5, and it wasn't totally right. So I said, okay, so it might be 5.5. So I programmed it in 11/16, and
perfect.
Heaven.
Man.
So that, but it's they call it cerrado towards the 5 or abierto towards the 6.
Great. Strict or a little.
Yeah,
you have a more.
You can
more
stretch
freedom.
it, or you exactly. It's really fun to play.
And Aron, could you share with us some artists or some kind of music that you can looking for listening that?
There is one song that is just absolutely gorgeous. It's called. Should I put it on the chat?
Yes, and after that, Rachel could can.
Ensemble Gurrufio. These are my Gurrufio. You know that group?
I think Milton did
yes.
Album with them.
Yeah, he did an album with them.
Wow,
they are Gurrufio, and there's a tune called La Ceci.
La Ceci.
Yeah, Cecilia. La Ceci.
Sí.
And it's all in 5. But kind of 5.5. Really.
Kind of 11.
Yeah. And then they do 8 in 5. I mean, it's just because they're thinking in 1.
Yeah.
And it's just one of the most beautiful tunes you've ever heard, and it's still, and listen to the bass.
Okay.
The bass is just unbelievable.
I will do that right after that. And yeah. And we have a lot of comments here. Let me see some comments to maybe we have some question.
Okay.
Hi everyone, be sure you do happy. Thank you. Torbejan Egan. Happy birthday, Edu. Thank you, Torbejan. Do you know him?
Torbjorn, yeah. He studied here at Cal State Northridge. Torbjorn!
Yeah,
hello!
Torbjorn. Thank you for being here. Miguel Antonio de Vicenzo. Happy birthday, Edu. Thank you, Miguel.
Miguelito! Abrazos!
Thomas Serfaty says Blushda.
Blushda!
Yeah. I don't know what is that.
That's a thing Beanie does. It's kind of a six-stroke roll with a something along those lines.
Okay. And Bucate, Marcelo Bucate is
Marcelito,
here.
Yeah. Marcelito, yeah. He's the shit. Sorry.
No problem.
Sorry.
Happy birthday, do new symbols are sounding amazing. Thank you, brother.
¿Cómo que new symbols? What new symbols?
I'm using mine now. And that is amazing.
Yeah, they're very good.
Very good, man. The Foundry Reserve is amazing. Oh,
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Miguel Antonio de Vicenzo, saludo amigo de Caracas, Venezuela. So excited for this, Dominic. Otimaro Ruiz is here. Miguelito.
Miguelito plays a mean merengue.
Merengue. ¿Qué es mean merengue?
No, merengue caraqueño, but really great. He knows how to play that stuff.
Okay, great.
He really knows how to play that stuff.
We have to see Miguelito playing, please. Miguel de Vicenzo. So excited with this. And Otimaro Ruiz is here.
Yes.
Otimaro, meus queridos. What a joy to see you and hear you. Otimar, beijo, meu amigo. Qué bien, qué bien. Aaron,
Dígalo.
now you teach in USC and with Peter Erskine.
Yes.
Could can you tell us what is happened and what is your teaching history? Because I saw that you used to teach in different places before.
Yes.
And please tell about the program, because I don't know if you guys still with the same program, but I remember that in USC every student has to have drum classes. That's right. Sometimes.
Well, yeah. This is I started teaching because of Mike Shapiro. You know Mike Shapiro?
Yeah. I never met him, but of course I know him.
Mike was the one that said, "You're gonna teach with me."
Wow.
So I started teaching with him in 1996 at Los Angeles Music Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was teaching the Brazilian curriculum, and I was teaching the Afro-Cuban curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
We wrote it together, and we made the class. And Ralph Humphrey, he's still the director, and Joe Porcaro was there, and Sherman Ferguson was there. It was a really good drum faculty, really good drum faculty, and that's how I started teaching.
Mm-hmm.
While teaching there, I called David Roitstein, who's the head of the jazz program at CalArts, to just to say hello and check in with him, and he told me that they needed a percussion teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So I started teaching at CalArts. And in 97 I started teaching at USC. So I was teaching at those three places for a long time.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
But then I started teaching at USC with Ndugu Chancellor. And Ndugu was there, and it was just Ndugu and me teaching drums, and I was conducting the Latin band. Then Peter came in. Then Terry Lynn Carrington was there for a while, for a couple of years. And then they brought in Roy McCurdy.
Okay.
And after Ndugu passed away 2 years ago, Jesus, almost 3 years ago. Unbelievable. Anyway, after he passed away, they brought in Will Kennedy.
Great.
So Will Kennedy's teaching there. Now, every music student that's not a drummer is required to take drum set classes.
Wow.
So we have a drum lab with 9 electronic drum sets. That it's all Roland.
Yeah.
And we have one for the teacher and 8 students. And we can listen to them individually, or and they can listen to us as a teacher, as a group. And it's going really well. It teaches basic coordination. It teaches basic grooves, listening to the drums, understanding what the drums sound like.
Yeah.
And what sounds produces what, for musicians that are non-drummers.
That's very good to the time for these musicians, and that is important to understand that for I think for a popular musician, not pop musician, but I'm not talking about the classical musician, but the people that play jazz or pop music or samba or anything, know about the percussion and know about what happening in that part is so important.
Yeah, especially to explain themselves to the drummer. If they're a guitar player and they have a specific thing in mind, they can sit down and play it.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it's really fun. It's really fun.
And for the drummers, they have to play different instruments too.
All the musicians have to take piano.
Piano.
All
That's
the music
great.
students, so they all take piano and they all take drums.
Okay, and in the percussion, I know that you record percussion too. You are in the that big Bob Mintzer big band that in the recording,
Yeah,
and you start to play percussion in US, or you start
in
from
in the U.S. In the U.S. I play timbales in Venezuela.
see.
I knew how to play timbales, and I knew a little bit of bongo, but I never dealt with the congas. I never dealt with actually playing them in a recording setting, or in a not even a live setting. I always called myself a drummer. But
Yeah.
when we had the conversation with Alex, I remember Alex telling Otmaro, when Otmaro moved here. Otmaro moved here before I did. Otmaro moved here in '89, and I moved here in '91. Alex told him that sometimes we have to get in through the back door, and for us, the back door is percussion.
Yeah.
For
Why?
I don't know. It's that's
It's
just
it's the front door.
yeah, exactly. And but then you end up with this,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
and congas and bongo and timbales and all sorts of other stuff. And but yeah, so when Peter, actually it was Peter's idea. He produced that album he did, Dr.
Yeah.
He called me to play some percussion on that. And then when he did the big band album, when he produced the big band, Mintzer's big band album, he called me to do some percussion on that too. So it was overdubs. They were
Okay.
both overdubs. But, playing overdubbing percussion on top of Peter's tracks is not work. It is not work. It's like, okay, fine, whatever.
It's not working very good. It's not work.
It's not work at all. It's so easy. His groove is so beautiful and laid out and clear and precise, but loose. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, so I had a great time playing percussion on those things.
Oh, that's great. And when you're recording for the scores in Los Angeles, because I saw that you are in music from the movies.
Yes.
What are you playing? Percussion or drum set?
The two sessions I've done for bigger movies.
Mm-hmm.
Along Came Polly was drum set,
Mm-hmm.
and Coco was drum set.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Alex was playing percussion, and Walter Rodriguez was playing percussion. There were like 3 or 4 percussionists on the session, but I was playing drums,
Oh, great.
which
Great.
was
Yeah. And I why people from the South America, the whole South America and the Central America, why we have so influence about the rhythms from Cuba and that kind of Latin rhythms? Do you think something about that?
this is
Because
my observation,
okay,
my empirical observation. In our countries, there's and I think absolutely for the better, the African traditions were preserved a little better
mm-hmm,
than up here in the States.
mm-hmm,
So you can, if you're in Brazil, you can trace the history of Africans
yeah,
with their music. You have you have the Nações, the African nations of Maracatu.
yes,
That's a tradition like straight up from Africa, with
yes,
the Portuguese influence on it for sure, the European influence on it.
mm-hmm,
But you find that in Brazil, you find that the Afro-Peruvian traditions in Peru, you find them there. You find the marimba traditions in Ecuador. You find the Afro-Venezuelan drumming in Venezuela. There's a lot more authentic drumming happening in our countries than
Yeah.
up here. The British and the French slave traders were ruthless, in killing the culture, not just the soul, but the culture of the slaves. And they were not allowed to build drums. They were not allowed, so they resorted to Western marching military drums.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have New Orleans, and you have the bass drum being played in clave. You have that dirt of the 3 and the 2, always together, but apart, but together, and that's the groove. That's the essence of the groove as we know it. But the cultural traditions in Latin America are much better preserved than up here.
Yeah.
And obviously those rhythms are earthy. They're natural. They happen naturally. So they have a visceral reaction, not an intellectual reaction. It's a visceral reaction to them. So when you're grooving, when it's grooving, you don't know what's happening. You don't think, oh, it's 4/4, and it's 118 beats per second, which matches my heartbeat, and I'm going to dance now. You just move.
Yeah.
It just happens because it's a visceral reaction.
Yeah. Otimaro just remember us about candomblé in Uruguay too. It's the same thing.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Aron, we have 2 questions here.
Yes.
On this happened my mood bass class 2. First, Patrick Litzinger. Okay, this is happening in my Monday bass class 2. Who the heck is leaking and disliking the video with me? I think that is from Tubjan. It's the same one.
Okay.
Have both of you and Edu and Aron been studying the Latin percussion instruments, and how has it been showing for a drum set playing? You first, please.
It informs everything we do. For example, and not because Edu is here, but I have a deep love of Brazilian music that started with. I'll tell you the story.
Huh.
Do we have time?
Yeah.
A little bit of time. My dad bought a car, and the car had a cassette deck.
Yeah.
And the previous owner left a cassette there that was Walter Wanderley.
Walter Wanderley.
Yes.
Yes.
And the drummer was Claudio Slon, and the bass player was Jose Marino.
Wow.
It was a trio. And Marcos Valle played guitar.
Yes.
And it was Batucada Surgiu. And it was, I got hooked to Brazilian music even before I played drums. This is I was 10 years old maybe.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with it. So fast forward, I learned that this is the essence of the Brazilian, of the samba feel. So the more I practiced this, the easier it became to play samba with the correct feel.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing. And that also brings me to language.
Yeah.
There is a way, when you speak Portuguese, there's a cadence that sounds like this. When you speak Spanish, there's a cadence that sounds like So the subdivision is different. When you play jazz, the cadence is different. Sometimes we sing. If you ask a Spanish or Portuguese speaking person to sing the right symbol, most of us will say ting ting ki ting ting ki ting ting ki ting ting ki ting, but that's not how it sounds.
Yeah.
If you ask a jazz player, they'll say ding 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 ding. So we use T and K, and they use D and G. So it's
and
softer.
D.
So if you do as opposed to it sounds different, and it comes from the language. Same thing. the way I teach
Tambourine.
samba tamborin
Sam-
is I have my students sing it first, and it's the way it's sung in Portuguese. It's not takitika 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 takitika. That
Yeah.
has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's same thing with the pandero.
Yeah.
So it that's and when you sing the Cuban stuff, it's how you vocalize it
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
helps you to play it authentically.
Yeah, and for you vocalize it, you have to know first. You have to listen first and to have a reference. And I don't know if you see that today, but sometimes some students came trying to play some different style. That question from Torbing. What is it? The sound of his name?
Torbjorn.
Torbjorn. That question is so important because sometimes some student comes and say, "Oh, I want to play a kind of Brazilian different rhythm, kind of maracatu and or baião," but sometimes they never listen that. They never listen, even in Brazil.
Yeah,
And
they learn it from a book.
yeah, they learn from a book, and the same happened with us from Cuban music and from with jazz.
Yeah.
I want to play jazz. What are you listening about jazz? What do you have in your phone today? I don't know. I just want to. Yeah. It's different. Yeah, but that is something that I think before you have to listen, we have to know and you have to sing it, and after that. We have to imitate in your drum set, and I think the percussion for these rhythms
Yes.
is so important because
There's no drum set.
yeah, there's no drum set, and sometimes you can learn some groove like that, but a kind of pattern. And
Yeah.
if you don't know what any voice could do different from that, you are a little straight with that. We can move. We can't move for different place.
Yeah,
Different.
it's extremely important. It's extremely important to learn the nature of the style. Samba doesn't have a drum set.
Yeah.
We apply the drum set to samba, but traditionally there's no drum set. There's
Yeah.
There's no drum set in mambo.
Yeah.
It's conga, bongo, and timbal. So you
Yeah.
apply those things to the drum set, but you have to learn them first. You have to know where everything is coming from.
I remember the first time that I heard. I don't know if you know the Geraldo Piloto, a drummer
Yeah.
from Cuba.
Yeah.
And but the first thing that captured me was he plays the drum set without bass drum on the tumbal drums. When any book teaches you like that.
Yeah.
And the first time that I heard Geraldo, he has a kind of pop band and he's dancing but he's a kind of improvising with the drum set, with the percussion playing and the drum set over these instruments. That was amazing.
Yeah. Because the drum set is free to, if you have all the percussionists in there, you're free to play drum set.
Yeah.
You don't have to cover for the conga, you don't have to cover for the timbal, you don't have to cover for the bell. You just can play drum set. Dave Garibaldi. He's dangerous. He had a group called Talking Drums, and it was him, Jesus Diaz, and Michael Spyro.
Yeah.
So Jesus and Michael had all the tradition covered, and Garibaldi was just playing drums on top of it. It was so much fun to listen to.
Wow.
And it was just the three of them. Look them up. Talking Drums.
Talking Drums.
I'll put it on the chat. Hold on.
Okay. And
Talking Drums. It's a
Talking
great. They haven't done anything in 25 years, but they're There are a couple of
Uh,
instructional videos they did, and
yeah,
it's so much fun to listen to.
great. And MEI is asking any exercise on vocalizing them. Thanks. I think.
Yeah, the first one for samba is
Mhm.
so if you hear it's it's not taki chika taki chika taki chika taki chika. It's not even. There's a egg rolling thing.
Yeah, egg rolling is the word.
It's
For
not
all the
perfectly
rhythms.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For all the
So
rhythms.
for Cuban, you get depending on who you listen to because they phrase the clave slightly different between Puerto Rico and Cuba.
Mhm.
So I have an exercise.
Mm.
I actually have an exercise with which I teach clave. It's let's see. In six, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that gives you the idea of where it's coming from,
Yeah.
you know, and the phrasing, how elastic it needs to be, because they're
Yeah.
both there. So you can sing that and then clap the rhythm. So
Yeah.
you start getting into that subdivision of the music.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the authenticity. I mean, you can learn it from a book, but all you're gonna learn is patterns.
Yeah.
Yes, there are patterns in music, but music is not a pattern.
It's not a pattern. Great.
You have to have you have to know where it comes from. You have to understand the feel of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Hey, Aaron,
Dígame.
we are closing to the end, but I want to ask you, if you don't mind, could you play a little for us? Just something.
A ver, let's see.
A ver, a ver.
Ay, ay, ay. That's difficult. Because
No, that.
A ver, okay, hold on. Well, let me dedicate this to Ignacio
Great.
because I love him and
He's such a nice guy, man, and yeah, wonderful musician.
actually everything I do in Cuban music comes basically from him. Everything I do when I play Brazilian music comes from you and Paulo Braga and Robertinho Silva.
Oh, great.
And
Great, thank you,
I could send you a list of albums that you know.
Oh,
And everything when I try to swing, everything is Joe LaBarbera, Jeff Hamilton, and my brother Peter.
wow.
Because you know that I'm
Great.
trying. That's the north. That's my
Yeah.
north. That's where I want to go. I wanna sound like you guys when I grow up.
Oh, thank
So-
you. I want to sound like you when I grow up too.
No. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay.
Ah.
So this is a cha-cha that I play all the time that I love, and I
Oh.
hope you like it.
Oh.
That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, great, brother. Great.
That's all I got.
Oh, man. Thank you, Aron. Great, amazing, brother. Thank you. Wonderful sound. Even in this studio that you said that is amazing, the sound, but there in your studio, the sound is amazing too.
Oh,
amazing.
Awesome. I'm glad.
That is your touch, man. Hey,
thank you.
Hey, Aron, please take your time to say goodbye for the people that is watching us before we finish here.
Very good, guys. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Ignacio always says that the most important thing we have is time, and he always thanks people for sharing their time with him. So I'm gonna steal it from him, and I'm gonna say thank you for listening. Thank you for spending your time with us. This is awesome, Edu. I mean, you know how much I love you, and I admire you, and I love your playing. This is awesome. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Marcelo, for the idea.
yeah. It's Marcelo Bucate. The great idea is here, and I want to say thank you for your time. Your Aron,
my pleasure.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Of course.
And for people that is here watching us, for your time too, and my respect with you, brother, and with your music. And one more time, this program is sponsored from Open Studio Jazz. And I want to say thank you. I saw that Ben Martin is here, Otimaru is here, Marcelo Bucate. Thank you for being here, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Everybody. And Rachel, thank you for doing that for us, Rachel.
Yes.
And next is not we are not going to do weekly. We are going to do in 2 weeks. Yeah, bi-weekly, is that?
Bi-weekly.
The next one is going to be 27 January with Jeff Ballard.
Woo!
If you want to come here to talk with Jeff Ballard.
Ask him about flamenco. Ask him about flamenco. He's a master. He's a master.
I will ask him. Okay, great. Hey, beijo, meu amigo.
Igual. Abraço grande.
Tchau pra vocês. Bye, people. Thank you so much. Tchau.